Alright fellas, today we're looking into none other than the bronze bomb himself, Deontay Wilder. Since his performance against Joseph Parker, I was left wondering, how good actually is this bloke? Does the guy with the ultimate knockout punch have a resume which reflects his reputation? Wilder's been a huge name in boxing for years, holding the WBC heavyweight title for what felt like forever. Wilder's record is impressive on paper. Even after losing to Joseph Parker, it sits at 43 wins, 3 losses and 1 draw. But as we all know, boxing is more than just numbers. It's about the quality of opponents, the memorable fights, and the impact you leave both inside and outside that ring. So are we dealing with a true heavyweight legend, or just a case of clever matchmaking and hype? Alright, let's step back for a second and talk about who Deontay Wilder really is. Give a bit of backstory. Born on October 22nd, 1985, in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Wilder didn't start off as your typical boxing prodigy. In fact, he entered the world of boxing just a bit late. Wilder found his true calling in the ring. His rise in the boxing world was something out of a movie. Wilder quickly made a name for himself with his incredible power and reach. Standing at 6 feet 7 inches with an 83-inch reach, Wilder's physical attributes were just, well, wild. He used them to his advantage, developing a fighting style that was both aggressive and exciting. Wilder's amateur career peaked with a bronze medal in the 2008 Olympics, earning him the nickname the Bronze Bomber. Turning pro after the Olympics, he blazed through his early career, knocking out opponent after opponent, helping to build his name. It wasn't long before Wilder became a household name in heavyweight boxing. He claimed that WBC heavyweight title in 2015, and for years, he defended it successfully, building a reputation as one of the hardest hitters in boxing history. Alright, let's have a look at these key fights. These bouts not only defined his legacy, but also raised questions about the caliber of his opposition, and his pure technical skill. While his power was undeniable, critics pointed out that many of his early opponents were just not top-tier fighters. This period was crucial in building Wilder's confidence and style, but left questions about how he'd fare against more formidable opponents. First up, let's talk about the Bermane-Stiverne saga. Wilder first faced Stiverne in 2015, where he won the WBC heavyweight title. The fight was crucial because it was the first time Wilder went the distance, proving he wasn't just a knockout artist, but a boxer with endurance. Fast forward to the rematch in 2017, and it's just a whole different story. Wilder demolished Stiverne in the first round. While it showcased his power, it raised eyebrows. Was Stiverne past his prime? Was Wilder just that good? Next, let's not forget the epic battles with Luis Ortiz, the first in 2018 and then the rematch in 2019. Ortiz, known as King Kong, was no pushover, a skilled boxer with a solid record. In both fights, Wilder's power was a decisive factor, but not before Ortiz gave him some real trouble. And then, of course, there's the Tyson Fury trilogy. These fights are probably the most talked about in Wilder's career. The first in 2018 ended in a controversial draw. Many say Fury outboxed Wilder, but Wilder's 2 knockdowns, especially the one in the 12th round, were highlights of his power. The rematch in 2020 and the trilogy fight in 2021 showed Wilder's limitations. Fury dominated both fights, with Wilder's corner throwing in the towel in the second and Wilder getting knocked out in the third. These fights raise the big questions. Is Wilder only effective against a certain type of opponent? And where's his technical skill? The Helenius fight isn't overly noteworthy, just another average fighter put in place for Wilder to knock out, which wasn't the last time he was in that situation. His last key fight was against Parker, a fight which everyone wrote Parker off for, yet Parker is a smart fighter, who is aging just like fine wine. With Wilder's headspace gone and power which Parker could take, Parker simply outboxed him. Could have Wilder been distracted with the Joshua fight? Absolutely. Could have it been ring rust? Absolutely. But it also seems as if he just didn't have the hunger anymore. These fights paint a complex picture. Yes, Wilder has phenomenal power and has delivered some stunning knockouts, but when faced with top-tier opponents, technical boxers like Fury, his limitations become apparent. Now, Deontay Wilder from the commentary world and social media has faced his share of critiques, so let's break down some of the more notable critiques. First, let's just go over the quality of Wilder's opponents again. Critics argue that Wilder's record was built against less than stellar competition. They say that before facing Tyson Fury, Wilder hadn't been really tested against real top-tier heavyweight talent, which is kinda true. Then there's the question of actual technical skill. Some boxing purists criticize Wilder for relying too much on his power, lacking that finesse and technique seen in other heavyweight greats. Now with that power fading, we can kinda see this lack of technique, and ring IQ shining through. Now some argue that his unorthodox style is a strength. They argue that his ability to end fights with a single punch is a rare and valuable skill, and it absolutely is in heavyweight boxing, making him a constant threat in the ring. But with his power fading and his hunger diminishing, it raised some questions about his future. However, it's important to highlight his resilience and heart, especially seeing that first Fury fight where he scored 2 knockdowns when being clearly down on the cards. Even though we lost, losing against this caliber of fighter shouldn't be too big of a blemish on a boxing record. Now let's just quickly put his career in perspective and compare him to other legends of the ring. When you think about heavyweight icons, you think about Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Mike Tyson. Each brought something unique to the table. Ali had his unparalleled speed and charisma, Frazier had his relentless pressure and left hook, and Tyson was the epitome of ferocity and power. Now where does Wilder fit in this group? He certainly has the knockout power that rivals a young Tyson, and a reach which most boxers would envy. But does he have the technical skill and versatility of someone like Ali or the heart of Frazier? In the current era, the heavyweight scene has names like Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Joshua, Olympic gold medalist, combines power with more of a traditional boxing style, while Fury, known for his exceptional movement and technique, has proven to be Wilder's toughest challenge. So comparing Wilder to these contemporaries raises questions about his adaptability and technique. While his power is undeniable, does he have that all-around skill to really dominate his era with such diverse talents? Now looking to the future, what's next? Well, retirement is one option, they hinted to at the end of the Parker fight. The next would be an exhibition bout with, say, Francis Ngannou, which is unlikely seeing Joshua seems to be fighting him next. Or just reset again against lower talent and rebuild himself. But really, who knows what will happen, but he definitely has some tough decisions to make. But he brought back excitement back to the heavyweight division for many years, and that's legacy in itself.